Hi, this is Tim Dial with Nexa Mortgage, and I wanted to put this short video together to go over a few things. Something that I've been talking about for the past few months is credit card debt and the inability, or what will be the inability of consumers to continue to spending at the same rate due to that credit card debt getting too high. They're going to run out of the ability to do that over the long term, and that should eventually decrease the GDP numbers, which could in fact lead to a recession. Once the recession does happen, or once we're leading into it, we'll see a really nice dip in the interest rates, because that's what always happens with the recession. So I wanted to get into that a little bit here. I'm going to share a screen and some information here. Let's see, that all looks good. All right, so you should be able to see my screen here, and I'm going to go ahead and play this from here. They get into a lot of the details that I was just talking about, and I'm going to play just that portion.
Dan, that report that we got on Friday is causing some changes that could also be beneficial for us too, just beyond the PCE.
Yeah, so we got the Atlanta Fed's GDP now. So they come out every so often with their estimates for gross domestic product or growth in the US. And if you just take a look at this chart with me, just a few weeks ago, they were estimating Q1 GDP to be 2.9%. Then on Valentine's Day, they reduced that down to 2.3% on February 14th. And then just last Friday, February 28th, take a look at how they took it from 2.3% all the way down to negative 1.5%. That is a huge change, and some of the things they are likely attributing that to was lower consumer spending via the personal consumption expenditures report. Remember, that number was negative 2/10. So maybe they're feeling that the consumer is getting tapped out. But this is also something that, if this continues, the Fed is not going to be able to ignore. It's certainly something that is recessionary potentially, but the Fed, if they see the economy slowing, they may need to ease further and more quickly. And of course, if we see any type of slowing recessionary signs, less consumer spending, that's a good thing for inflation and for mortgage rates. The other thing I wanted to just mention was an announcement by President Trump over the last few days, where he talked about officially.
Okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted to cover there. I don't get into the crypto stuff too much because that's a lot of speculation there. But I wanted to cover that part about the GDP, because I think that's super important, because the GDP is what really determines, more than anything else, what really determines whether you're going into a recession or not. So, there's also other factors, unemployment and stuff like that. But usually when the GDP drops a great deal, unemployment will go up, because those companies that are employing people, if they start selling a lot less product, then they're going to have to lay some people off. So that's just the way that works. But once the unemployment goes up, GDP goes down. Those things kind of work in conjunction with each other, and then you end up in a recession. When that happens, or leading into that, you'll see rates really drop quite a bit, because the Fed will decide, hey, we've got to do something to try and get the economy going again. And so they'll try to make credit cheaper. So anyway, wanted to cover that real quick. I didn't want to spend an abundance of time on it, but I thought it was very interesting, because that report changed so drastically over the past few weeks. And now they're expecting a negative GDP, which we haven't seen for a while. So anyway, that's pretty much it. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.